Hey guys and dolls, it's Marlene again from Balloon Masters in Buffalo, New York. Again, I have 30 years worth of experience teaching, selling, and making stuffed balloons. I'm here to give you some tips and tricks about them. Some that will be helpful, some you'll already know, and that's okay. Tonight I want to talk a little bit about stands. There's a lot of stands out there. I've seen boxes, I've seen discs, I've seen boy, you guys are really creative. Quads of balloons, all kinds of things. But I'm going to tell you what I use, and I'm going to tell you why. So when somebody comes into my shop on an average day, we would do a 350. And this is, a lot of you are familiar with 260s, which is a clown balloon. This is a little bigger, okay? So a 350 means it's 3 inches wide, 50 inches long. And you inflate it and just tie it, okay? And your balloon fits right in there. And maybe you would give a customer an extra one. The downside with this is these don't last that long. A stuffed balloon will last for months. This probably is not going to last for months. So that's the downside of using these, but they're pretty and they're easy. And most customers are not going to keep their stuffed balloons for a month, especially if they have money or lottery tickets or a gift card in there. They're going to pop them pretty fast. But this is a great, very economical way to use a stand. It's simple, right? Anybody can do that. The next way is the way that I've actually been using for 30 years. This is the way I started. So I use poster board from, you could say the dollar store, Walmart, wherever you want. I don't care. It's just poster board. I drew these lines, okay? Now they make it in all this fancy colors. They used to not do that. I just use white, actually. But if you didn't, you would literally just cut a 2-inch strip, a 4-inch strip, whatever you want. Now I put a fold in this. You don't really want that. I had to fit it in a suitcase. And you tape, you bring the ring together and you tape it. So basically you're gonna make one big ring just like this, tape it, cut it to whatever size you want, okay? And that's your stand. How cheap and economical is that? Anybody can do that. Anybody can find that. Anybody can have great colors. It's a fantastic thing. It's so simple, right? The flip side of that is when I first started, we went to a printer, any printer that does posters and all that kind of stuff, and we asked for their misprints where they have to practice printing, and the other side is white, and on one side is something they can't use. And I asked them if I could use those, if they would give them to me, but cut them into 2-inch strips, which they did for free. And I had hundreds of them. It was fantastic. And what I do is, it's the same concept. This is the same stuff, just folded inside out. But imagine that inside was some sort of red or blue printing. Nobody can read, nobody cares. On the outside, I have a white ring, and boy, that seems a little boring, right? But this way, I can pre-make these, and then I can use ribbon. And I hot glue ribbon on the front. Now, this is, it depends what size you use. Normally, I would use a 2-inch ribbon. But even still, if this was white or blue, you could hot glue that all the way around. And this might have clovers on it. It might have Polish falcons on it. It could have elephants on it, whatever kind of ribbon you can find, also for sale, you know, like on sale, Christmas, red, green, whatever, and you can change your stands up really, really easily. Again, these can be made really easy and very inexpensively, up to free. You also can do a bunch of them together and put a piece of curling ribbon through them like this, and you can have a whole bunch of them hanging around. So whenever you need them, you just take them. You're watching TV, you make them. It's very, very simple. And I'm just going to show you the way they kind of sit on there. So people think that they're not going to sit, but they do. And it's just a totally different look that's inexpensive. I know some people use flower dishes that hold the plastic clear flower dishes. They find them in the dollar stores that you use so that your plant water doesn't run through. That's a great product. You can put shred in that, or you can also put ribbon around that, but you're not going to get cheaper than free, and you're not going to get cheaper than the poster board. Also always available. But this is a very pretty kind of different look. This is great, especially if you're going to pop-up shops and malls. This isn't going to break. This isn't going to pop. There's no tape to it. You literally put it in the bag, put your balloon on it, wrap it up, and away you go. So much easier for the customer, especially if you're doing high volume in your malls type situations. These work really, really well. That is my tip for tonight. I hope you guys have a great night. If If you have any questions, leave them below. I'll be happy to answer them in a group session like this or one at a time. Thanks so much. Good night.